Tell, Cockerel, he's just a true guy. You'll have a true time. Tell, Cockerel, leave your troubles at the door. You know the game, you know the score. We're here to have fun, so holster that gun and read the writing on the wall. The predictions league, done every week. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerel, he's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. Jose gets himself around, always talking Spurs wherever he is found, home or away. He always tips to win, throws the form book in the bin with a cheeky knowing grin. Tell, Cockerel, he's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. The predictions league, done every week. It just goes on and on and on and on. Why do I always get it wrong? Every time I play along. Tell, Cockerel, the show is so chilled, your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerel. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerel, the show is so chill, your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerel.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tell Cockerel. It's the Chang and Jose show. Don't know what episode number it is, but Chang, I'm sure, will tell you when he introduces himself, because Chang keeps up to date with all this. I don't. And yeah, it's a week. So today, we don't normally go on a Saturday, but we are today because tomorrow's game at Forest, or against Forest, I will be there. So I can't do a show tomorrow pre-match because I will be travelling. So hence we've brought the show forward 24 hours because Chan always wants to do a show. Chan loves being in front of the screen. So I said to Chan, rather than do it on a Sunday, are you available Saturday? And we'll just do one Saturday. So we are here for your delightful pleasures today. As I said, it's been 1 week. So we would have done a show last Sunday, like we normally do on a Sunday, and it would have been pre-Liverpool, because we played Liverpool later on that afternoon, and we've also played Atletico Madrid. So in a week, a lot of things happen. Hence why a week's a long time in football was my comment. Was my title of the show. A week's a long time in football. So without further ado, Mr. Chang, welcome on board, sir. How are you?
Doing very well, Jose. Thank you for having me on such an impromptu show. I do apologize if today's show will be somewhat short because I have to bring my family back from our dinner here. It's now 7 p.m. here, local Asian time. We have to leave here about noon British time or 8 p.m. Local Asian time, but I think that hour also should be enough for us to cover three topics, no less. That being the Liverpool game that played last Sunday, as well as the Atletico Madrid game in midweek. I believe it was a Wednesday evening, and finally we should be able to preview Forest, for which I believe you are going to be in attendance tomorrow, Jose. Having said that, without further ado, it's straight back to you.
Right, let's say hello to a few people because some people are commenting. So, Mr. Shemtown is here. Sorry, he says, "Good morning, Mr. Bossman Jose and the youngest looking old man, Mr. Jimmy Changa Chang. I hope you're both well today. Waiting for the perfect weekend. Spurs beat Forest, Villa beat West Ham, and City beat the Gooners. Oh, okay. So, okay, yeah. So City. I was thinking, who's City Gooners? Oh, that's the cup final tomorrow that I'm not watching. Uh, Dan Davenport, good morning, Dan. It's been a while. I hope you are well, mate. I hope you're well. He says if we don't beat Forest on Sunday, Tudor has to go. Spurs should have gone for Marco Silva or Bournemouth manager when Frank was fired. And then also says further on, I'm not too sure how accurate this is, Dan, but he says the world famous Jose and Chang show. I'm not sure how accurate that is. And Niall, it's been a minute. Good morning, Niall. I hope you're well. Says good morning, lads. Hope you're all doing well. I believe that I'm well, and I believe that Chan's well. Chan's a lot further into the day because Chan's 7:08 in the evening, and we're only 11:08 in the morning. So Chan's a lot further into his day than what I am. But I'm well this morning, and I believe Chan is well this evening. So last week, Chan, we did a show on Sunday, and you told me your score off air privately. I gave mine publicly. I'm not going to crunch, and I'm going to say most of the fan base, 99.9% of the fan base, had us down for a loss of different proportions. Some people 1-0, some people 2-1, some people went up to 6-0. Everyone thought we were going to get nothing, nada, niente, zero out of the game against Liverpool. And lo and behold, we come away with a 1-1 draw. Credible performance from the boys. Really showed passion, and I'll let you explain more about the game, Chang. But yeah, at the end of the day, I know how I felt before the game, and I know how I felt after the game. So, Chang, we were both on the fence that we were going to get beaten, regardless of what results we thought. We both thought we would get beaten.
So before I go into the match review, I would like to address what you said earlier with regards to the predictions and how 99.9% of us fans gave this tie a walkover or almost a no-show. That it was almost a foregone conclusion. Well, I would like to take this opportunity to give a very, very special shout out to none other to Mr. James Boxall, otherwise known as Jimbo, over on the Perfect Match. He was the only one who came out with a 1-1 prediction before the match. And I believe he's the only one that I know of anyway, who's actually got the correct score prediction for Liverpool versus Spurs. So thank you so much, Mr. James Boxall. This one's for you. That's 3 prediction points for you. And our first points, I believe, under Igor Tudor in the Premiership. Hopefully more to come, if that was just but a taster of things to come. And I believe, well, I'm not going to waste the time as well. I will go straight into my match review, and dare I say, I think we should have gotten a lot more. That's not to say that it has anything to do with any of the calls or decisions for the referee on the day, but put it this way, Jose, another weekend, another match week for us, another round of controversial calls. I mean, come on, the Szoboszlai free kick, I don't think that was even a free kick to begin with. The one with which he scored against Vicario. Make no mistake, I think Vicario's positioning could have been a lot better, but that free kick shouldn't have been a free kick to begin with. And then we move on to what I think is the defining moment of the tie in the second half, where I still am firmly of the belief that Virgil van Dijk should have been sent off or a challenge on Richarlison, who was bearing down on goal. inside the penalty box. Now, I can only say from what I saw on the replay because I didn't watch it live, and I'm also going to comment on what a few of the ex-referees from the Premiership have mentioned. All in all, I think it is the general consensus and agreement that Virgil van Dijk should have seen red. We should have had a penalty, and we should have equalized a whole lot sooner. Because, I mean, to be honest, just a week ago, Mickey Van der Ven for a similar challenge on Sar in the box. No sooner after we'd taken the lead against Palace, he was also given his marching orders, and Palace were awarded a penalty. However, this time, seeing as we are playing at Anfield, we didn't get the call. The decision was waved away, but credit to the lads, they didn't give up. They didn't give up, and the previous week where Vicario was scapegoated for that misplaced free kick, that the Premier League official social media accounts decided to poke fun at. This time, he delivered a pitch of a cross from his own half to Kolo Muani, who then took it down well. He then laid it off to Richarlison, and it was on a piece. And I'm so very happy for Richarlison. And I think, judging from the reaction of the away fans, they are such a credit to this club, the away fans. They sang their hearts out from minute one to the very end. And I'm actually expecting more of the same for tomorrow, but I'm going to save that for tomorrow because I have something to read out later. When we preview the Forest game, there was a statement released by the club, but all in all, I would say that Liverpool game, I think we deserved the point. It could have gone either way, but all in all, I'm very, very glad we stopped the rot. A point is a point that actually takes us above West Ham, and I believe it's level on points against Forest, I believe. Or is it the other way around? I'm sure we are level on points with either Forest or West Ham. Someone is going to correct me. And we are 1 point above 18th place, who's on 29 points. We're on 30 points. So I will take that point. And yeah, very, very encouraging signs that of all the clubs for us to actually stop the rot, it's happened away at Liverpool. But hopefully more of the same for us tomorrow against Forest at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Having said that, straight back to you, Jose.
Shem Tam says, why doesn't Mr. Chang admit he only can be here for an hour because he has a curfew for bedtime that he has to keep? Dragon D's nuts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Dragon. It's been a while, mate. I hope you are well. He says 3-1 to Spurs. Just a reminder to everyone, the bare minimum, smash a like for the show. It always helps, just the bare minimum, people. And Rob always, good morning, Rob, says, big up, Mr. Chang. You have your supporters here, Mr. Chang. You have your supporters here. So what can I say about last week? So, like I said, we all did think that we were going to go and we were going to get turned over. There were different reasons why we all thought this. It's not a coincidence that the majority of people thought this. And, the reasons behind people's thoughts could well be the run of bad form that we've been on, the level of our performances that we've been on. It could be the injuries and suspensions we've had. It all culminated into people thinking, or their thoughts prior to the game, that we weren't going to get anything out of the game. Like I said, regardless of who said what score and what not, the majority, 99.9% of people thought they weren't going to get anything out of the game. Yet, we turned up to play against Liverpool. Now, I've heard a lot of people turn around and say, yeah, but Liverpool weren't at it. Well, do you know what? My answer to that, to everybody who says that, is that this is the same Liverpool that's been playing all season that had reached 48 points before playing us. So Liverpool's points tally before playing us was 48. They received them by playing 29 games previously to playing us. And that's the points that they were on. Yeah. And in the previous 5 games before we played Liverpool, Liverpool had won 3 and lost 2. But we were playing the Liverpool that's presented in front of us. And at the end of the day, you've got to pitch up and you've got to play who's against you. So regardless of what people say about Liverpool on the day, give some kudos to the team. Did we not make Liverpool look a bit poorer than what they were? Because we certainly weren't there. For the first time this season, We absolutely, I mean, I'm not a stats person, but I've been told by people that we absolutely outran Liverpool by a few kilometres. We were first to the second balls more often than not. We won more ground duels than what we normally win. And if you do these things and you're on the right side of these things, then of course your performance is going to be much, much better and gives you more of a chance of actually winning the game. I mean, we're only talking about Liverpool at the moment, but I could rinse and repeat this for the Atletico Madrid game. The running, the second duels, the first interceptions won, better passing, more shots on target. Well, I could repeat what I'm saying about Liverpool. I could repeat this again for the Atletico Madrid, but we haven't got there yet. We're still on Liverpool. And at the end of the day, regardless if people say, yeah, about me playing Liverpool, they're not the Liverpool of old. Well, let me tell you one thing, right? If you turn around and say that, by equal measure, you can say, was this the best Tottenham team? Was this the best Tottenham team to turn up Anfield in the recent seasons? Because we don't come out of Anfield, we don't fare out of Anfield very well at all. And people are talking about history at Anfield. Well, this wasn't the greatest team on paper to go to Anfield. Yet we came out with a 1-1 draw. And I think that you have to live in the moment. Time to dwell, and I said this last week, time to dwell will be at the end of the season. For now, it's behind the team. Make sure that the team stay up is what we want. We want to stay in the Premiership. Get behind the team. Time for inquest is at the end of the season. Let's secure our Premiership status first. Let's play better football. Let's get the fans on side. The fans ain't going to be fully on side because all the fans have different opinions. Some fans, it's about the team. Some fans, about the players. Some fans, it's about the manager. Some fans will be about coaches. Some fans will be about medical. Some fans, and a great deal of fans, is going to be about the board. Some fans are going to be about Vinay. Some fans are going to be about Langer. At the end of the day, we need to back the players and back the team. See us through to the end of the season. And then if we want to do the finger pointing, the blaming, and we want to do anything we need to do and discuss, let's discuss it at the end of the season. For now, we just need to get over that line. Over that line means we need to stay in the Premiership. So we need to continue winning games. We need to continue picking up points. We need to continue bettering our performances. We need players coming back from injury. Look, for me, I mean, I'm fast forwarding to the Madrid. I'm going to mix it up a little bit, but looking at players like Udogi and looking at players like Bergvall, who came on and only played 20 minutes on Wednesday, that's going to bode us well. I'm hoping that they get another 20 minutes this weekend. These players need to catch up to match fitness. And, it's all right getting the players back, but they're not all going to be 100% straight away. So the little minutes they get here and there is a winner, is a winner for the team. It's a winner for us as supporters. And long may it continue. I felt, look, aesthetically on the eye, Richarlison is not the most pleasing player to watch aesthetically on the eye. However, he is effective in what he does. He is super effective in what he does. Yeah. So, he got the goal for us. Okay, he had other chances as well. I think he had 4 attempts on goal. Some went past the post, some were at the keeper, but he got into the positions to give you a goal scoring opportunity. We created a lot as well. Which bodes well on Sunday. And again, I'm not going to poo-poo Liverpool at all. The Liverpool we played is the Liverpool that we've been playing all season. It's the Liverpool that have played 29 games before meeting us and had picked up 48 points. That's the Liverpool that we played. And we got away. Well, we left there with a 1-1 draw. Some people would be very, very happy with the performance and the uptake on where we've been in the last few weeks, and that was actually green shoots. We created chances. We had more of the play. We had more shots on target than they did. Everything was in our favour. More running, more ground duels. Everything was in our favour that on Sunday. And what we wanted after Sunday's game is we wanted more of it. That's what we wanted as a fan base. We wanted more of this. Where has this been all season? We asked ourselves. But now that we've seen it, we want more. We want more. And for me, as I said, I'm not poo-pooing the match against Liverpool. We deserved at least a draw. In fact, after the game, if you want to be greedy, you think to yourself, why didn't we get the 3 points? And that's where I am. So just let me say hello to a few people and I'll pass it back to Chang. Dan says, I would be very surprised if Slot is in charge of Liverpool next season. He said it was thankfully a much better performance in the second leg as well, thankfully. Day, good morning, Day, mate. I hope you are well. Says, congrats to Japan, Asian football women's champs. Our Matildas played well, but Japan just played better. A game of inches, 1-0. Dan says that Solanke has been injury prone this season. We are Spurs TV. Good morning. We are Spurs. Been a while. Been a while since I've seen you. He says, this cheer up and sing along is weak. Beth is here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Beth says, hey Rob, it's me, Beth. Beth Tucker from TUS. We'll mod you soon, Hans. And then we are Spurs TV says, I don't get why our fans are against protesting when the owners have screwed the team over 25 years in a row. We can talk about that after, but at the moment we're talking about Liverpool. So that was my thoughts, Chang. Back to you, my son.
So, if nothing else from that Liverpool game, other than how I thought we should have gotten a lot more from the game, but a point is still a point, and I'll take that. And again, before I move on to the second leg of the Champions League knockout game against Atletico Madrid, I would like to give another shout out, I think, to the away fans. They do us Spurs fans a whole lot of credit, them singing from start to finish, and you could even see from the full-time scenes going around the away end that they were fully behind the team. The players and the management themselves, they reciprocated that. They went to the away fans, applauded them. Some of the players even handed out their own jerseys to the traveling supporters, and to the credit of the home supporters as well, they made the atmosphere on Wednesday evening one to remember as well. And right from the beginning, against Atletico Madrid, we came out the traps flying. We were looking to carry on from where we left off at Anfield. And to our players' credit, they got the opener. After, I think it was half an hour, 30 minutes or so, we got an opener. Well done, Kolo Muani, I believe it was. I believe it was a cross. I can't remember who the cross came in from. Was it from Xavi Simons or someone from down from the right? But it was a cross from the right, and Kolo Muani, right person, right place, right time. He nodded home down the bottom left. Past the Atletico Madrid keeper. Sadly, it wasn't Jan Oblak. I was looking to see him because I actually highly rated him even before the last World Cup. And if there's any goalkeeper which I want to replace both Vicario and Hinsky, it will be him, Jan Oblak, but he wasn't there. So I think that was good for us. We managed to find the opener in the half-hour mark. And I think we could have maybe created another chance or two before half-time. But we went into the break at one apiece. And we were looking to try and increase that lead, see if we can reduce the deficit. Unfortunately, Atletico Madrid put one back after the half. I'm not going to blame anyone here, not the keeper, not the defenders, nobody. I mean, on the day, I think any player was proud of the goal that they scored. But again, credit to us as well. Xavi Simons, whom I think is comfortably my player of the match, Xavi Simons. Great work from Archie Gray down the right. Passed it to Simons. Simons, with his mazy run through the midfield, he ran the channels, he found the opening, and he unleashed one from distance that nestled in the bottom right corner of the Atletico Madrid goal at the south stand. I think it's called the south stand. And 2-1, it was still game on, although we still needed to have 2 goals to have any chance of bringing the tie to extra time. Unfortunately, instead of increasing our lead, they then equalized again for the second time. in the evening, and I was thinking that at 2 well, that's it. Absolutely no way we're going to find 3 goals in 20 or so minutes, the remaining 20 or so minutes. But credit to the players, they never gave up. And thanks once again to Archie Gray. He then set up Simons for the penalty, which Simons took effortlessly, although I think it was too little too late. That was the penalty was tucked away in injury time of the second half. But still, all in all, we ran out winners. Although you could say that maybe Atletico Madrid didn't really push us too far, knowing that they already have a 3 goal lead to defend. And that's us out of this season's Champions League. Uh, Although you could say that yes, we give them a good run for the money, and probably on the balance of play, maybe if we had fielded Vicario instead of Kinski away in Madrid last midweek, we might have gotten something out of this. But what's done is done. No point crying over spilled milk. On the balance of both ties, I think Atletico Madrid were definitely the better team. But for us to be able to pull off another win at home, which I believe is our 25th. Someone please correct me in the chat if this is wrong, but I believe that was our 25th consecutive European game without defeat at home. So that's something positive, despite everything going wrong for us this season. And I'm not sure when are we ever going to be back again at Champions League if something doesn't give this summer. But yeah, this was another campaign to be proud of. Although I think in the back of the management and the coaching staff, this Champions League was always going to be second favourites to the bread and butter that is the Premiership, in which we are fighting for survival now. But to see us win at home in the second leg, I think it's a very positive thing that we have to take into tomorrow's relegation playoff game against Forest, which we will cover a bit later at about 11 or half to noon. But yeah, all in all, I'm very, very pleased with the outcome of our second leg at home. Uh, it's our first win, although we didn't win the tie on the whole, but we did win the match on the night, which should be our first win of the calendar year. Hopefully, then we can build upon that as well, together with the point away at Anfield last Sunday, to take with us tomorrow to the Tottenham Stadium, where I cannot await. I'll be honest with you, Jose. Seeing us play away against Liverpool and against Atletico Madrid in midweek is giving me some fire for us to go into tomorrow's match, which is something that's been missing for a long, long, long while. Not just in me, I believe, but many Spurs fans' minds. And hopefully, we go into tomorrow's game against Forest, the favourites, to come away with all 3 points. Having said that, that's my review of the Atletico Madrid game. It's straight back to you, Stino Garcia.
Right, so we have Dan says Spurs fans should email Amanda Staveley and her husband to put a consortium together to buy out the Lewis family. Anyone to buy out the Lewis family, eh, Dan? Drula says, good afternoon, Drula. Says, afternoon, Jose Chang and the Cockerel crew. Good morning to you, Drula. You might be on Cypriot time. I'm still on English time, so it's a good morning from me back to you. And yeah, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Our newest mod on the channel, Drula. Nice to see you. Dakara says, turn down your mic, Chang. You're overflowing the input, breaking up. John Atco's here says, as for the injured players returning, great, but time to get match fit as fast running out. John, all I can say to that is that some of the players that are coming back are not going to be on international duty and therefore have 3 weeks of intense work prepared and lined up for them to prime them and get them fitter for when they come back after the international break. I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing's been announced, but I would not be surprised if Tottenham did a behind the closed doors type of game for a lot of these returning players. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised. Dan says, also Liverpool haven't been the same since they lost Jota, and of course Diaz was sold. Sad circumstances with Jota, Dan. I'll agree with you, but what I will say, Tottenham haven't been the same since we sold Moussa Dembele. Tottenham haven't been the same since we sold Gareth Bale. Tottenham haven't been the same since we sold Harry Kane. Tottenham haven't been the same since we sold Heung-min Son. Tottenham haven't been the same since we sold Eriksen. The list continues. Tottenham have just not been the same because I was speaking to someone yesterday, or even on speaking to someone yesterday, or even the other day when I was at the House of Commons. I was speaking to someone about the football, and I was saying the problem that Tottenham have got is Tottenham have had players, and when they sell a player, Tottenham, they sell a player, but they don't bring a player that's better in so to replace. So you upskill what you've got. We've never upskilled. We've downskilled the players that we've lost. So, at the end of the day, once we start learning to upskill the players that we lose, like bring a better player in, equal ability or even better, then we will become a better squad, better team for it. But at the moment, or if the last few seasons have shown, players that we bring in are just a number. It's just a number to add to the squad. They're not better than what we've got rid of, so to speak. So the same could be said for a lot of Tottenham players there. Um, Smash a like for the show. It always helps people. The very bare minimum. Rob says he just smashed it. Um, Rob says also, big up Jose, nice to meet you. And you too as well, Rob, you too as well. 3-Star Reds is here, says, morning lads. Always great when I find a Rivals channel. As a Forest fan, though, I've got to say, it's got to be Forest all day long tomorrow. 3-Star, welcome on board, mate. And yeah, quite rightly so, mate. You got to back your team. And if you're a Forest fan, which you say you are, then, mate, there's no issues whatsoever with me. You got to back your team. The same way that we would back our team. So fair play to you, but nice. Thanks for being here, 3-Star Reds. Look at the man, the myth, the legend himself. It's good evening to Mr. Shear, the Grand Cobber says, G'day, Jose Chan, Cobbers and Cabets. Good evening to you, sir. Good evening to you, sir. Chang's nose hairs need trimming, he says. Aye, aye. Dakaru's saying, oh, Drula's a mod, I better leave. I never behave. Cobber, you're even in more danger. Look, Eugene's here. He says, hi, everyone, big up. Kois, Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak, back to you as well. Sorry, to Eugene. Dan says, Jose, have you heard Spurs fan Talksport presenter Danny Kelly's got cancer? Yeah, it's been publicised. It's been in the press. It's been everywhere during the week. Rob says Premier League without Spurs would be boring, says Rob. And Dave saying to 3-Star Reds, I think we both want a win for our teams. A draw won't help either of us. So we're moving on, aren't we? You've moved on to the Atletico Madrid game. So basically, for me, Chang, we want to take the bounce that we had against Liverpool, where we saw a turn of fortunes, i.e., in the way that we played, the effort that we put in. We wanted to see that. And after the game on Sunday, I'm sure that I'm not the only one. I'm sure that we'll be united in saying that a lot of us wanted this to continue and for us to take this into the Atletico Madrid game. You're quite right. We conceded our first goals this season in the Champions League at home. We've played 5 home games in the Champions League, 4 in the league phases and 1 in the last 16. We've been unbeaten. We've won all 5. I'm not even going further back as what you are when you said 25 games. I'm just looking at this season, and this season we remained unbeaten at home. Could we have scored more goals against Atletico Madrid? Yeah, possibly. Could they have scored 1 or 2, possibly more? Yeah, possibly. It could have ended up being a basketball score, to be honest with you, the game. But the game, the game that we had against Atletico Madrid, the fire, the bounce, the energy was all there, carried over from the Liverpool game. So it wasn't like a one game, one hit wonder and we were off. We actually applied ourselves again against Atletico Madrid. Now, people are going to turn around and say, when Atletico Madrid knew that they were through, they had nothing to play for. They had nothing to play for, they stuck their first team out. They didn't put their second string out. They stuck their whole first team out again against Tottenham. And I think that if you look at the substitutions that Simeone made, they were in trouble. He knew that they were in trouble with the substitutions that he made. He knew that they were in trouble. And he brought people on. Yeah, their bench was strong. He brought people on to try and arrest the tide because the tide was all going at Madrid. Yes, there was effort. Yeah, we looked better. yeah, a game like that, when you're attacking because you need goals, you're going to become open. So I've got no excuses that we were open at times, but at the end of the day, you know, to me, another good performance, another one that gives us buoyancy, another one that gives us more hope in what we've got to face and that. So, at the end of the day, I enjoyed the performance. I thought I thought Archie Gray had a really, really good game. Archie Gray. Um, like him or loathe him, I think Romero coming back into the side adds something. He's just got calmness on the ball. When he's got the ball at his feet, he's calm. Usually makes the right pass, whether it be short or long. Um, I thought Xavi Simons was effective. Had a good game. Xavi Simons, he was effective and had a good game. Marnie huffed and puffed, Tell huffed and puffed, but that's what you needed. You needed players running for each other. You needed players running as a team, and I think when you attack as one and you defend as one, you look far better and you look a far more decent outfit. And I think that what we've done is we probably have gone back to basics, in all honesty, where we all attack and we all defend as a team. And the only thing I've got to say, and I back every manager that supports us. I've never said you got to get him out of the club. Like I keep saying, for people that know me and have been on my listened to my pods for years, the only manager that I was dead against, still supported him whilst he was there, but I was dead against was Christian Gross. I just found him gut churning, but still supported him. Didn't want him out of the club whilst he was there. So, but for Thomas Frank, all I ask now of Thomas Frank is that what is it that you were doing with these guys in training and setting them up for the matches that we played whilst you was at the club, whereby we've now improved our running stats, our ground duels, everything has improved in the last two games, right? Compared to where we've been the whole of the season. The last two games show the stats that we're running more than what we ever did. Like nearly, it's a good third to a half more. We're running more. So in order to do that, you've got to be fitter. So all managers that come in and say there's big problems, there's a lot more than just this. Well, you start looking and you think to yourself, wow. But yeah, the Madrid game again, another game that we won. We went out of the competition, but we won the one on the night. And from the last two games, looking at the last two games, the bounce, then you've got to be a bit more positive going into a home game against Forest. Again, I'm going to echo what Chan said. The away support for Tottenham have always been brilliant, always without doubt been brilliant, and they were brilliant at Anfield. And then also got to give them a turn. I didn't go to the game. I'm a season ticket holder, but I've not been to any of the European games, obviously because of where I have to travel to get up there, and by the time I get back, it's just murder. So I haven't been, and I was oohing and ahhing whether I'd go to Atletico Madrid or not. I didn't go, and it was another victory. Tottenham have won 3 times this year, and all 3 have been in Europe. Twice in January against the 2 German sides, home and away, and now against Atletico Madrid. But tomorrow is a chance. Yeah, it's a foe, it's an opponent, but it's another chance. It's a chance for the team to go and pick up 3 much needed points. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to going tomorrow. I look forward to going to watch Tottenham all the time, but you've got to be honest. Even the most positive fan has felt like, ugh, again. Where tomorrow there's a renewed energy about going and me travelling all the way to Tottenham tomorrow. I have a renewed energy. Right, 3 stars back says, do you think Spurs have dropped the ball by basically informing Forest in a press release that Vicari, despite having a hernia, will still play tomorrow in goal? If it hasn't affected him up until now, then it ain't going to affect him going forward, is it? So um, I don't know what type of hernia he's got. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. I don't know whether 3 weeks is enough. I don't know whether it's going to be longer. I know that he's not in the Italy squad, but then we've got the returning players like Bergvall's not in the Sweden squad, Doggy's not in the Italy squad. So our returning players from injury are not in any squads. Kudos hasn't been selected for the squad and that. So these players can work behind the scenes. Dan also says, Jose Chang, chat, what have you made of the news about Chelsea? They cheated. They cheated FFP rulings under Abramovich ownership, and there's an outside chance Abramovich could go to prison. We'll save that one for the end, I think. We'll come back to that at the end because we're currently talking about the football side of things. Chang, what do you think, mate? What was your thoughts after the Madrid and Liverpool combined?
You were asking me about my thoughts after the Liverpool game, was it, Jose?
I'm sorry, say again.
Were you asking me for my thoughts after the Liverpool game, or
Uh,
was it after the?
after both, we've basically talked about both.
Okay, so I think we will go into tomorrow's tie as the firm favourites at home. Although I think there's very, very little to choose between us and Forest, I think it still be a very, very evenly fought contest tomorrow at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Although, given our last two matches, I believe we should have enough to avoid defeat. Of course, me being the eternal optimistic, I would always want to see us win, and what better way for us to get our first win at home this calendar year 2026 in what will be very, very likely a relegation playoff between us and Forest. Because after this, assuming we do win our match and assuming that Leeds United don't pick up too many points between from now to the end of the season, we might even go into another relegation playoff between us and Leeds United. But with our focus firmly set on tomorrow, I think tomorrow is a perfect opportunity for the likes of Richarlison and Kolo Muani to show what has been sorely lacking in terms of our creative movement going forward. And if Xavi Simons is going to be staying with us, I would really love to see him replicate the same kind of tenacity and form that he showed us at home against Atletico Madrid. I also believe that was what's sorely been missing ever since we signed him last summer, which feels like so very long ago. It feels like it since we signed Xavi Simons, and we haven't even seen what's to come yet from the likes of Bergvall, who I believe was also back fit and he was also playing on a Wednesday evening. So hopefully he will see some game time tomorrow. But all in all, Jose, going to tomorrow's match, regardless of who takes to the pitch, if it's Kinski in goal, or if it's still going to be Vicario, if it's still going to be Denso in defense, or will we revert back to both Romero and Van de Ven, assuming they're both fit, then I believe we should have enough in terms of a fully fit squad to really give City a run for the money. And yeah, I really hope that the home faithful turn up in full voice. I'm going to read out this short statement which the club has issued. This is the one that I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the show, where the both the official social media and also the official website of the club has issued this statement saying, all together always, arrive early on Sunday tomorrow for the build up to Forest. And I'm not going to read out the full article, it's quite a lengthy article. The highlights of this article is that for the home fans, or rather the fans attending the game, you are encouraged to wear something white. So if any of you fans are going to be turning up tomorrow for the 2:15 p.m. kickoff, you are encouraged to wear something white, and that CHFC flags will have something displayed behind the south stand. That's I think the regular stand where all these flag displays, and also those beautiful I don't even know what you call that. I don't know what you call it, where you pull up all those the placards or the plastics given to you to form that, but that's going to be on the south side.
Tifo.
And then
Tifo.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Jose. I was looking for that word, the TIFO. So there will be a TIFO again, organized by THFC Flags on the South Stand, and then those who arrive early, especially at the drinks counter, early bird drinks offer will have buy one free one for those who arrive early from between 12:30 noon to 1:30 p.m. all across the stadium. So uh, the stadium organizers are actually going all out here to encourage fans to turn up early and have a drink on them. And there will also be a fan zone, a dedicated fan zone located at the south podium outside of the south stand for those who arrive early after 12:15 p.m. noon. So that's something to be looking out for. And last but not least, the club has also announced that there will be travel disruption. There will be travel disruption for those arriving to the ground by train, I believe. Yes, by train. And also, maybe some routes are being closed. I don't have all the information here, but it says that the Weaver line and the Piccadilly line services are uh, showing disruption. So for those who want to make use of the Victoria to get to the Seven Sisters, well, plan your journey ahead. And that's all that there is. You can read this in further detail over on the official website. But back to the match, and I think it's very, very important for not only the fans to be singing their hearts out from even before kickoff, but for the players themselves to actually go for the victory, go for all 3 points, get as many goals, create as many opportunities, and carve out as many openings. The moment the kickoff whistle is blown, because we don't want to leave it too late, as we've seen far too often this season, where we've always been very reactive to what the opposition does rather than being proactive ourselves, creating openings before the visiting team comes at us. So I think it's very, very important for us to create the early opening exchanges. And if and this is a big if we do find ourselves behind, please don't lose hope. Please don't revert to sort and go back to go back to cheering and doing. I think the team, the management, the coaches, the staff, even the subs, they need all the support they can muster right now. So sing your hearts out. I know I would if I were there, but unfortunately I'm here in nature, so I will be supporting from behind my sofa, or maybe this time I will be sitting comfortably on my sofa rather than from behind my sofa with my hands over my eyes. So I'm looking forward to the match tomorrow. I think it's the first time, Jose and anyone listening, I think it's the first time in a good long while I'm actually looking forward to a match. And I really do hope we finally get our first victory of this calendar year, and hopefully we can build upon that. And if we are doing another show, uh, next week, although I don't think there's any games because it's going to be the international break, but if we're going to do another show, maybe we can review tomorrow's game. But otherwise, enjoy the match, everybody. I look forward to a positive display from the players. And last but not least, before I hand it back over to you, Jose, uh, yeah, I really am hoping that Igor Tudor would do what's expected of him and save us from relegation. Having said that, straight back to you, Seno Garcia.
No, right, sorry. Yeah, so you're quite right. There are some disruptions tomorrow to the travel. You're right about the Weaver line being down. So people coming from the north on the Weaver line. No, sorry, people coming from the sorry, what's going on here? I'm trying to arrange something and it's not happening. So yeah, sorry, people coming from the Weaver line. Yeah, it's going to be suspended. People coming from, so I think there's no trains up from Liverpool Street. So there's nothing coming up from Liverpool Street, whether it's the Weaver line or Greater Anglia. So, but the trains are running from Stratford. So the Stansted Express will be running from Stratford, and therefore you can get to Tottenham Hale. So you can get to Northumberland Park, and then if you get off the train there and walk down, you walk to the corner of the south stand and the east stand if you walk down the road from there. Other than that, you can get the Victoria line up to Seven Sisters, get off at Seven Sisters, and you can end up walking down. For those that drive, your car parking will not be affected for tomorrow. Um, Smash a like for the show, peeps. It all helps. Come on, you Spurs. Consider subscribing and making comments. They will be read. If you want to push the boat out, become a member. The link is pinned in the chat. And to that comment, 3-star came back in and said, "Calling it a day, lads. Uh, calling it a day, lads, to watch. Got a few jobs done before the Liverpool game on TNT. Have liked and subscribed. Enjoy the game. If the enjoyment is the right word, use the game like this. Thank you for being here, 3-star Reds." Rob says that he's subbed. Thank you very much, Rob. Colin says, "Hey, Jose Chang, did you find my scores, mate? I did. You're in. You're in. You should know that you're in because I've put a heart and I've ticked like to it. So I have received them. And look who's here. This person has been anonymous for a while, but it's a very early good morning to you, Bobby. What on earth are you doing up this early this weekend? Says, "Good morning, Senor Sexy and Mister. I look 16. Big up everyone in the chat, and you too as well, Mr. Bobby. Mr. Bobby, my daughter will be frequenting Toronto in, I think she's going in August. She's going in August. She's going to Toronto for 2 weeks. She's with her uni friends. So she's got people that share digs with her at uni at the moment, and two of them are from Toronto. So they've invited her over. She's over in Toronto for 2 weeks in August. I have said to her that if there are any Spurs friendlies during that time, and they are going to be shown in the famous Scotland Yard, that she should go down there with her mates. That's what I've told her. Um, Bobby's the man, and he look, Jose, I'll send you my predictions today and all the ones from the previous weeks. Dakara says, "I can't find a train. There's several oceans in the way," says Day. Yes, there probably is from here to there. There probably is from here to there. So tomorrow, Chang, like we said, the Liverpool game, the Madrid game, the effort from the players and that the efforts from the players and that in the last two games, showing intent, attacking intent, showing unity, attacking together, defending together, winning duels, all the good things that we've talked about that we've seen in the last two games. This needs to continue tomorrow. Another positive, and whether you like being positive or you don't like being positive, I don't care. I'm being positive by the sense of I can see what's in front of my eyes. I saw the last two games, and I'm also seeing players returning from injury. And like I said, it doesn't matter that they're not fully fit. Them 20 minutes that Bergvall and a doggy got on Wednesday night will be invaluable going forward. If they get another 20 minutes tomorrow, that will be again invaluable for them moving forward. You know, we've got. I don't know I don't know what the squad is for tomorrow yet. We won't find out till tomorrow possibly. But you've got from Wednesday, you've got a return in Richarlison. Richarlison was suspended, so Richarlison will return. Solanke wasn't involved. Whether he's involved tomorrow, um, you've got Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher came on for a few minutes the other night, and he's been ill. So you've got returning players. You've now got a fully fit defence to choose from and substitutes because you've got four centre halves to choose from: Dragusin, Danso, Romero, and Mickey van der Ven. We've got Spence. We've got Porro. You've got a doggy. In the midfield, you're going to have Gray. You're going to have Sarr again. Simmons, Conor Gallagher to choose from. Bissouma, if he's back, you'll have Bissouma to choose from. Then you've got Tell. Then you've got Moani. You've got Richarlison. If Solanke's involved, these numbers are starting to swell, you know, and that can only be good for us that these numbers are starting to swell. So they're, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be, we're in a better footing, in a better position than what we were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. You know, So tomorrow, I'm looking forward to it. If they apply and put the effort and they do the running they've done in the last two games, then it will bode well for tomorrow's game. And that's what we need. We need more of the same, please. Nothing different. Just give us more of the same. Give us the effort. If you give us the effort, the fans will, like we said, the fans will be behind you. Give the effort, the fans will show up. The fans will be behind you. If it's not too rude, right, Chang? Did you give us your uh what was your prediction for this game? You must have, did you do it on Kate's show on Friday?
There wasn't a show yesterday, unfortunately. I believe they did their own show. They didn't do a prediction show with Miss or with me and Miss Jessie, but I already given Miss Kate my predictions, and I believe I should be able to share it with everyone this week, seeing as it's a home game, and I predicted us to win. Not only did I predict us to win, I also predicted us to keep a clean sheet tomorrow against Forest.
Yay!
So, but don't share yet. Don't share yet. Wait until you hear the scoreline. I
I,
wanted to go for. I wanted to go for a very.
I know your scoreline. I'm just looking at it now on Kate's. Yeah, I've just looked at it. Go on, carry on, carry on.
I wanted to go for a very tight, marginal 1-0 victory that should give us all 3 points and a clean sheet. But I think 1-0 is a bit. It's a bit underwhelming, seeing as we already scored one against Liverpool at Anfield and three on the night against the Atletico Madrid, which is why I'm going to go for a middle ground between the 1 goal at Anfield and the 3 goals against Atletico Madrid for 2 goals tomorrow against Forest, which is why I came up with my 2-0 scoreline for tomorrow. We should be able to win by 2 goals or more tomorrow, and I really do hope both Kolo Muani and Richarlison, they continue with their goal scoring form. Richarlison, especially because if he is the one who's going to be staying next season, ahead of Kolo Muani, who's looking more likely to be returned to his parent club after the loan is over, I think we need Richarlison scoring to get us the goals, assuming Solanke himself isn't going to be available anytime soon, but we'll just wait and see on Solanke's fitness. So 1 goal for Richarlison and 1 goal for either Simons or Kolo Muani. And if we can even get a goal from midfield or defense, that would be all the better. But my final thoughts, Jose, because I might have to leave in a minute or so
That's all right. That's
at
all right.
noon, is that we are going to win tomorrow. Come on, Spurs. It's going to be 2-0. And for all those who's listening, who's going to be turning up tomorrow, do us proud, sing loud and clear. I will be watching from even before kickoff. I will have the volume up uh, higher than normal, trying to listening into all the singing, all the cheering from all 4 corners of the stadium, and I absolutely cannot wait for tomorrow's kickoff. Jose. Having said that, thank you so very much for having me on this Saturday show. It's a bit earlier than usual compared to our Sunday show, but I'm not complaining.
Later
Uh,
than usual.
Oh, sorry, later. Sorry, yes, you're right. It's half an hour later than usual, but better late than never. And safe travels, Jose, on the way to the stadium tomorrow. And I really do hope you return from the stadium with a big, big smile on your face going into the next week. So, having said that, Shang, over and out from Southeast Asia, and come on, you Spurs.
Cheers, Chang. Thank you very much.
Garcia.
Cheers. Dan says 2-1 to us, I think. Bobby says 4-0. Richie Brace, Moan Intel. Let's go. Come on, you Spurs. Day, not shy. Spurs to win 7-1. We'll have to come from behind, says Day. I've actually gone for a 3-0 home victory. I've gone for a 3-0 home victory. Now, I'm going to answer this, Dan, because I started this earlier. Dan has asked a question. Dan says, Jose Chang in chat, what have you made of the news about Chelsea? They cheated FFP rulings under Abramovich ownership, and there is an outside chance Abramovich could go to prison. Right, Dan, my response to this is what I've said. Do you know Adrian, Dan, from Spurs Diehards? Well, Adrian has been telling me for the last 3 years or so that Manchester City will be found guilty for their 114 charges. I have said to Adrian that I don't believe that Man City will be found guilty. Well, if they get found guilty, the sanction is nowhere near going to be enough, and they won't get penalised in the way that people would expect people to be penalised for the infractions that they've occurred 114 times. The same as when Chelsea were charged, and this is after Man City's charges, I said to Adrian, they're going to get away with it. All these teams will just get away with it. They go after the teams that are smaller and the teams that have got less deep pockets and can't defend. So when you're looking at Man City and Chelsea, they can afford all the big wigs, barristers and lawyers and whatever they need to get them off the charges or to get them lesser sanctions. And I believe that this is the case in this scenario for Chelsea. Someone said to me, "Yeah, but they've got done. They got suspended transfer dealings. Sorry, they got sanctions for transfer dealings. They didn't. The sanctions that they got were suspended. So basically, you can still trade, horse trade with other clubs. It was just suspended. The fine that they got, 10.75 million for 74 infractions. It's nothing. 10.75 million. And then I hear people turn around and say, but they won 6 trophies while these infractions occurred. And people are saying they should put an asterisk next to their name. What's an asterisk going to do when you put an asterisk against someone's name? Take away their titles, maybe, and give them to the respective people that won them fairly. Now, that would hurt them. Taking 6 trophies away from them, that would hurt them. Penalising them with points. So basically, in a nutshell, Dan, what we're saying is it's awful if you break PSR, as Nottingham Forest, Everton and Leicester have found. You can get points deductions if you break PSR. However, if you commit footballing fraud, that's okay. You can do that. We'll only slap you with 10 million fine for that. So what would these teams rather do? Would they rather pay 10 million, or would they rather take these 6, 7, 8, 9 point deductions? I ask you the question. I know what I'd rather do. I'd rather pay 10 million rather than get 10 point deductions. And what's worse, 74 infractions of fraud or going over by PSR by £20 million? The punishment doesn't fit the crime, does it? The punishment doesn't fit the crime, and this is what I've said all along. The punishment won't fit the crime, and that Chelsea and Man City will get away with it. Now, Adrian says to me, yeah, but you've got to remember that this was the Premier League ruling, but the FA have still got a ruling to come on this. What are the FA going to do? The FA ain't going to. The only thing the FA can do is kick them out of the FA Cup. Do you think that they're going to kick them out of the FA Cup? Nah, that won't happen. Will they get a silly little fine? Possibly. And the worst thing about it is, right, do you know who's paying the fine? It ain't Chelsea Football Club that's paying the fine. When Clear Lake took over Chelsea, there was £150 million put in a pot because apparently the sale, all the money was going to the Ukrainian fund. Well, 150 million was reserved and set aside for any mishaps or anything that goes on. So the 150 million from the Ukrainian fund, right, the pot that they put in reserve, is paying for these fines. So Chelsea ain't paying for the fines. So make it make sense. Make it make sense. Dan further says the UK government are taking Abramovich to court. And what's going to happen there, Dan? The government ain't silly. The government knows what individuals are in our country. So when these people apply to come into the country, whether it be on a short stay, long stay, they know who the oligarchs are. They know where all the wealth is coming from. And they wanted the wealth in this country. They wanted the oligarchs to come and spend money in this country. So they allowed all the oligarchs in, right? So the government knew about all these people. They knew about all these shady dealings. They knew that Abramovich has tainted how he got his money from the oil and stuff like that. They knew all this, but they let him in the country. Same as with all the other oligarchs. And now that Putin, they're sanctioning Putin, and now they're sanctioning Putin's mates, they're not even sniffing. They're not even getting close to any of the money trails that these people have got. Don't be fooled by it. They're really not getting anywhere near the money pots these people have got. The money has been diluted and put into so many different places that they're not really getting done. They're not really going to get done. So, at the end of the day, nothing will happen well, Chelsea have now got the FA to deal with. The FA sanctions are going to be as light as the Premier League, and they will end up getting away with it. I'm still a firm believer that Man City will get away with it as well. The only way to penalise the clubs for what they've done, I mean, I ask you, and this is not because we're Tottenham fans and they're opposing teams. Looking basically at it from a level-headed perspective, if you commit 74 counts of fraud like that, and you're a sporting organisation, what would you expect as the bare minimum if you're found guilty for 74? Right? Now, with the 74, they've said what the 74 infractions were, and they've named the 7 players that were involved, like what the dealings were for the 7 players. And I can't remember all the players, but it's Eden Hazard, Nemanja Matic, Ramirez, Douglas Luiz, and there's a few others, right? But the the they won titles. They won titles. They won trophies with these players. Hazard was one of their best players for years and years before he got sold to Real Madrid. Hazard definitely helped him win some of them titles. So did Ramirez. So did Douglas Luiz. Not Douglas Luiz. Um, David Luiz or whatever his name was. And Nemanja Matic. They all won trophies. They all won stuff with the clubs. They helped the clubs win it. At the end of the day, for me, personally, 74, if you're found guilty of all 74, I would have expected if you could go over PSR by 1 million and get fined 6 points, right? 74 infractions of fraud for me constitutes 60. 60, minimum of 60 points. Minimum. In other countries, you've seen people that for fraud, for far less than 74 cases of fraud, Juventus, and there have been other teams as well. They would drop down the divisions. Rangers in Scotland would drop down 2 divisions or 3 divisions even for fraud. They didn't get and their fraud wasn't 74 counts, and the fraud that they all got done for didn't amount to the millions and millions that amounts at Chelsea. It hasn't amounted to the millions and millions more Man City are being charged with. At the end of the day, if people are guilty, they're guilty. Give them the punishment that fits the bloody crime. Give them the punishment that fits the crime. And for me, I think Chelsea should have been docked at least 60 points. Now, start me on Man City. Or maybe even everyone that you get found guilty for, a point, 2 points, 3 points per guilty charge. With Manchester City, if Manchester City are guilty of 114 charges, what do you give Man City? It's got to be over 100 points. You've got to be dropping Man City down a couple of divisions. But these things won't happen because the Premier League don't have teeth. They've never had teeth. And the other thing you've got to look at is the people. So Richard Masters is in charge of the Premier League, right? He's a governor at the Premier League. Richard Masters, to get into his position, had to be voted in. Who voted him in? Bruce Buck, who would have been at Chelsea at the time, would have sat on a panel that elected Richard Masters. Bruce Buck, because in the sanction for Chelsea, they said that their higher ups, so all the people up the food chain, so that would have been Abramovich, Bruce Buck, Maria Grandes Nova, and people like that. They all knew they were complicit and all knew what was going on, right? Yet Bruce Buck would have been one of the people that helped elevate Richard Masters into his role, and the Premier League only come and sanction him £10 million. Come on, make it make sense. The Man City chairman, the person who runs Man City, he would have also sat on a panel that put Richard Masters in. What are the Premier League going to do to Man City? I'm telling you, it all stinks. But I said this from day one. And also as well, Chelsea and Man City do have deep pockets and can get the best barristers, the best lawyers, the best litigators, the best of everything that can offer. And they will pay more and than the Premier League, because the Premier League can't afford to spend loads of money defending this. The two football clubs, or them football clubs, can. They got deeper pockets than Everton, Forest, and Leicester had. So if you're asking me the question, Dan, I'm giving you the answer. No comment with Chelsea. Knew they were going to get away with it. I believe Man City will get away with it as well. If they were true to, you had to give a sanction to fit the crime, then these teams would have been relegated. Trophies would be taken back. No asterisks, just take the trophies back and annul their trophies. They did that to Juve, they annulled their trophies. I can't remember if they annulled Rangers' trophies, but they did it to Juve, you know. And there's other teams throughout the world that are corrupt that have done it. But there we go. There we go. So that answers your question. I did say I was going to answer it. Um, what else we got here? Uh, Dan says the UK government are taking Abramovich to court. Nothing will happen to him. He's got away with it all. Archer, good morning, mate, or good afternoon. He's just got tick 12. Says take away Chelsea's 2016 and 17 league title, then it would go to Spurs. It's not about it being Spurs. It's not about it being Spurs for me, Archer. It's about all 6 trophies. All the trophies that they were complicit in winning for the charges that have been sanctioned against them. Them trophies, regardless who it is, whether it's league, whether it's Carabao Cup, FA Cup, whatever it may well be. I don't care what it is, but whatever it is, and if it is Tottenham's for 16, 17, then so be it. But mine's not coming from a Tottenham standpoint that it should happen because it's Tottenham. I'm just saying in general, the trophies that you were complicit in winning because you were committing fraud during a period of time, give them trophies. Take them away from them. That hurts a club. The legacy will hurt the club more. Take it away from them and give it to those that won it. And also give them a sanction that fits the crime. Taking away the trophies is not enough. You need to then be sanctioning them, and by that I mean relegated. Make them come back through the pyramid system. Make them pay their dues and pay their ways, like they did with Rangers, like they did with Juve, like they've done with other clubs. The FA are too weak. Um, Day then says, what can the FA do is actually literally in their name. F all. Correct, Day. Exactly of that. Um, Dan says Abramovich is also a friend of Putin. Yeah, he's not the only one that Putin's got. Putin's got quite a few. Uh, Eugene says the government is the most corrupt. Exactly that, Eugene. Like I said, no government is silly. All governments know what goes on. They knew who they were letting into the country, right? They knew who they were letting into the country, and they let these oligarchs in because they wanted their money. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, they were getting rooted out by whoever it was that was in charge in Russia at the time. They were going to get rooted out, and they had to find shelter. They had to find somewhere else to live. These people had to find somewhere else to live, and they chose to come. A lot of them chose to come to England. A fair few of them chose to come to England. The government wanted their money. The government accepted them, knowing all their misdemeanors, because intelligence would have told them what was going on. But they let them all their misdemeanors go, and they allowed them into the country. And then when it goes sour, they then go after him. But by the time they go after him, Putin knew what was coming, right? Putin knew what was coming. Putin got out before what was coming, and Putin they hide their billions and billions. It's hidden away. It's hidden away. He hasn't been done at all. Putin's sorry, Abramovich. Abramovich is far, far richer than what people say. He's got this, and he's got that. He's far richer than that. He's got stuff hidden away. He's got away with it. Arteta's light bulb. Good afternoon to you, mate. Although, yeah, it says I hope City get off every single charge. Then we can finally hold our clubs accountable. Day said he was about to mention Rangers. There's loads. There's not. They're not the only 2 clubs. There's a fair few clubs. Um, Also, Abramovich has been doing money laundering in Jersey as well. They do it all throughout the world. They do it. These people wash their money everywhere. It doesn't even matter. They wash it everywhere. And this ain't no spy thriller. It actually happens. He's a very crooked owner. You're telling me. I knew that from time. Bobby says, Jack shit is going to happen, El Jefe. We spoke about this before. Typical police mentality. Take down the small gangs and let the big ones run free. Exactly that. Exactly that. Mr. Daykaru, thank you very much, has kindly gifted 5 LTEL channel memberships. And these have gone to Andy Lloyd is a recipient. See, with this, it shows me on here who it goes to, so I can actually show you on this one because I don't use StreamYard anymore. I'm using EveMux now, and it shows me. So Andy Lloyd is a recipient. David Hamilton is a recipient. Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz. I hope you're well, Fuzzy. Is got one. No to Rob has also got one. And so has Sort Bill has got one. So you 5 people, the thank yous need to go to Daykaru. As it says there, the membership was gifted by Day. And I'm glad I'm able to do this, Day, because normally when I used to use StreamYard, I'd have to read out who it was. They wouldn't let me show you. But on here, I can show you. Sully 1882 says there should be an asterisk beside their position, so when future generations ask why it's asked, we say the team was relegated because they cheated. You can put an asterisk against the team that wins it and say why, and then say to them because this other team cheated. They says when they list Chelsea, just put a line through the LC and overwrite it with haters and make it cheaters, says Day's done well there, isn't he? Day's done well there. Car. He's very, 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 very creative, our Day. Jimmy's here. Good afternoon, Jimmy, mate. I hope you're well. I hope you're relaxed, all back from holiday. And I hope you're well, mate. Says big up Jose in chat. Good afternoon. A big good afternoon to you, sir. Andy, who's just been gifted uh, a membership by Day, says thanks for the gifted sub, man. Need a big show of support for Kingsley tomorrow. Andy, uh, they are saying that he will play tomorrow. All it is that he will play tomorrow, um, but he will go into surgery after tomorrow's game. So all they're basically saying is they're telling us that he's been playing with a hernia, but the word on the street is that he will actually play tomorrow. That he will be going into surgery after the game. So yeah, so he's getting a surgery after the game. Sai's here. Good afternoon, Sai. Hope you're well. Sai, look, you've got like 10 minutes, mate, to get your predictions in. You've got 10 minutes, Sai, to get your predictions in. You've missed yesterday's Manchester United game, and you've also definitely missed the game from this morning. But I won't add it to it because I know which game has been played. But if you go on yesterday's stream, mate, you have got um, you got 10 minutes because the next game in the Premiership kicks off in 11 minutes time. So get over there, mate, and leave them. Day says, Jose, I'm very, very creative when I'm very, very drunk. Maybe I shouldn't finish that sentence. It's very late Saturday night here. Mate, I hope that you are well, Day. I hope that your students, because I remember you telling us that you were doing stuff with your students and that you were preparing their lessons, I think for last Tuesday. It would have been my Tuesday. You were saying this at the weekend, and I'm not sure if it was your Tuesday or our Tuesday, but you said you were preparing stuff for them. So, kudos to what you do. You have to be creative in what you do, especially when you're teaching students. Sorry, bear with me a second. Sorry about that. My wife was asking me to call the dogs in. Andy Lloyd says a 10 million fine to the club that has spent 1.7 billion on players in the last 3 years is small change. That's what I said. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The sanctions for the crimes do not fit. Like I said, Andy, for me, and it's not about who I support and that. I just look at it and I think to myself, Forest, Everton, and Leicester City for breaking PSR, but whatever levels they broke it at, some were minimal, but they broke it. So for breaking PSR, you get given 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points deductions. Yet you can commit 74 actions of footballing fraud. And my video's gone. Am I back? But can you hear me though? I'm still here. So I'm just typing. Right, I'm still here. I can still see myself on the screen, so it must be YouTube. It's got to be YouTube that's doing something. What has happened to this? Bear me a second. I'll try and get this back up and running again. This is just madness, isn't it? What is going on with this? All right, I'm back now. God, this is just madness, isn't it? Oh, what is happening with this? Right, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happened. I really don't know what's happened. I'm sharing everything with you guys. And it's not coming. Right, so I'm not sure what's happened. God, I'm not sure what's happened. I'm gonna have to end it because I'm not sure. Usually, streaming decks view from a certain screen or window. You might have to drag the live view to the window. Right. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna have to talk. I can't see anyone at all, but I know that I'm here because I can see it. El Tel from the Everton fan base says, "Good luck tomorrow, Tel. I hope you beat Forest off to Everton game. He's off to the Everton game versus Chelsea. Got 1 week ban on YouTube for the Everton fans at the Arsenal game, and can't upload for a week. Gutted. Go to the game, no video today. El Tel, record your video, right? Record your video, right? And uh, save it for when you come back. And when you come back, then upload it." when you come back, upload it. Bobby says good morning to Side Dancer. Jimmy Oxford says that the Brighton game has been delayed by 15 minutes, so that means it's a 1:45 kickoff. Then Day says I'm doing good. I love teaching. I'm so enjoying getting back into computer programming. Fantastic. Great news. Right. An advert's just come up on YouTube, but I can't see myself on screen still. Right, let me just see if this works. Nah, it's still a white screen. What's it say there? Network manager is online. So I'm looking at YouTube. I can't see what it says. Your video has gone, Jose. No shit, Sherlock. Right, am I back now? Please tell me I've come back. Am I back? Your video's gone. It says just a white screen. But tonight's your night off. We have your desktop, Jose. We can hear you. Can hear you but can't see you. Sully says, Sheffield Wednesday had points deduction this season, meaning they're down. They start next season again with more points deduction in League One. None of it makes sense. Exactly. Got the hotspot login. Jimmy says that his team for tomorrow is Vicario, Porro, Danso, Romero, Spence, Paulinho, Gallagher, Sarr, Xavi, Richarlison, Moani. Packed with experience and trying to win the midfield battle. What do you think? So Porro, Danso, Romero, Spence. So no VDV. Paulinho, I don't know. Will Paulinho start, Jimmy, because he's got the concussion? Will he start? I'm not sure. Gallagher, Sarr. So no Gray for you. Xavi, Richarlison, Moani. Well, the players are all of them, whether they started on the bench or whether they've started in matches, they've all been playing well, haven't they? They've all been playing well. People, does the window being broadcast need to be dragged back over? I've done that. I've dragged it back over, so I don't know what's happening there. Probably camera settings. I've checked my camera settings. So whilst you guys are posting these things, I've checked everything. I can't see it. Probably camera settings looks like it's switched to screen share mode. So you've done them wicked. David Clark, good afternoon, David. I hope you're well, mate. It's been a while. I hope you're really, really well. Would play a back four against Forest. Porro, Romero, Dancer, and VDV at left back. A lot of people are crying out saying that VDV should be given a chance at left back because he does play there. Just talk us through, run it off my phone. Afternoon till we got this tomorrow, says Rob Plan. We certainly have. Can hear me just fine. I've just gone pale. Nigel says, big up Jose and chat. Huge game tomorrow, Coys. Yes, mate. Yes. Don't bother recording. Just talk us through. We can hear you. YouTube adverts are still popping up. That's what I can't understand. Right. What about this one? Can't switch it during live. Right. I'm gonna. Right. Let me just try one more thing because this is just weird. I don't know why I've disappeared. I really don't. Do you know what? Guys and girls, I'm going to say thank you to you all because this is like talking to an empty screen. You can hear me, but you can't see me. I'm really sorry about this because I'm still appearing on the back. I can see myself, but I can't see myself on YouTube, and neither can you guys. But, guys, all I'm going to say to you is thank you very much for tuning in today. I'm really sorry about this. I don't know what's happened. I don't know how I get it back. But what I will say to you all is thank you for tuning in. If you can hit smash the like on the way out, would be appreciated. Thank you very much to Day for gifting the 5 channel memberships. Day, it's very kind of you. Thank you very much to the recipients that received them. I wish every single one of you, wherever you are in the world, I wish you a great afternoon. I wish you a great day. So, Bobby out in Canada, I wish you the best for today. Yeah, because you're starting out early this morning. For those in Europe, I wish you a good day. And for those down under, i.e., Day, I hope that you your tonics have helped you for the day, and that you get a really, really good night's sleep day. Yeah. But thank you, everyone. And as always, it's always come on, you Spurs. And I will catch up with you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Tell, Cockerel. He's just a true guy. You'll have a true time. Tell, Cockerel. Leave your troubles at the door. You know the game, you know the score. We're here to have fun, so holster that gun and read the writing on the wall. The predictions league, done every week. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerel. He's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. Jose gets himself around, always talking Spurs wherever he is found, home or away. He always tips to win, throws the form book in the bin with a cheeky knowing grin. Tell, Cockerel. He's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and on and on and on. Why do I always get it wrong every time I play along? Tell, Cockerel. The show is so chilled, your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerel. Goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerel. The show is so chill, your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at.